Welcome to the Blind Loyalty Challenge. I am Amanda Cromhope from Truth Loyalty and the Blind Loyalty Trust. We interview world leaders in loyalty blindly. The challenge is about creating loyalty insight spontaneously and about a lot of fun. Simultaneously, it is about raising the awareness of the Blind Loyalty Trust, and 100% of the proceeds from my book, Blind Loyalty 101 Loyalty Concepts Radically Simplified, go towards the trust. We hope you enjoy the Blind Loyalty Challenge. Blind Loyalty Challenge today is with someone very special, and I remember listening to her podcast on Let's Talk Loyalty. So we have Rachel Mercer. She's the Loyalty Operations Manager for just one of the best brands in the world. I personally love Benefit Cosmetics. So having you here, Rachel, is a real joy. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, well, I know that you said to me earlier you're slightly nervous about this, so I'm going to put you
Slightly.
completely at ease. You were tagged by Isabel Finlayson from Vodafone, and she actually asked this question, and I think it's such a, I don't want to say it's an easy question, but basically, what's the next big thing in loyalty apart from AI?
That is so funny because that was the question I was going to ask at the end. So that is so funny that that's the question she's asked me. Um, it's such a good question. I mean, I think from a loyalty perspective, it's all about keeping customer at the heart. So I actually think that the next big thing in loyalty is going to be so personalized to the brands that are hosting the loyalty schemes and are creating these experiences for customers. And I think, like, I really do think that's where loyalty is going. I think people are becoming a lot more kind of flexible with what they're offering as brands and as companies because it's not a one size fits all approach. Not everything works the same way for everyone. And it's trial and error as we all know. So I do think that's where it's going. I think obviously that will be boosted with AI because it will be able to do all those
Yeah,
things
yeah.
without us doing it manually. But I do think it will become just a lot more of a personalized experience. It will just be something that is created for the customer rather than let's focus on a cashback scheme, let's focus on a point scheme. It'll be much more kind of flexible in terms of what the customer's needing and wanting from us in that moment.
Yeah, wonderful. And as you say, without question, it will be powered by our favorite two-letter acronym. But
Yes,
right, Isabel and I had a bit of a laugh actually about this because we said like it comes up a lot, but it's always about AI. So we wanted to make it a bit diff, more different.
love
So thank
that.
you. Okay, my second question is a person. You talked about personalization, so obviously now this is a very personal question. If you can admit to having a loyalty crush on a loyalty brand, what brand is that?
A loyalty crush. I mean, I think so many brands do it well. I think from my perspective, I look at because I work on an app loyalty scheme, I look at a lot of what apps are doing and things like that. And I've always had a crush on the Pizza Express loyalty app. I just think it's
Brilliant.
incredible. I love how it works, and I think it's incredibly rewarding for customers. I think they've stayed true to the brand, and I think they give customers what they want as well from their scheme. But also, like from a technical perspective, from tech, I think it's an incredibly well working app. Which I think in the world that we live in where everyone just doesn't have the time to be able to like wait for a page to load and things like that, that in itself is a great thing to give to a customer.
You're stunning. I love that. And I love the fact you've answered it not only from a loyalty points or value point of view, but from a customer experience point of view. So that's a goodie. We're going to go and check that out. So thank you. And our third question. So chapter 72 in Blind Loyalty is about the beauty industry and loyalty. And what we actually pulled out quite strongly in the theme of the chapter was surprise and delight and how it has that softer edge to it than some of the transactional programs. So, chapter 51 of Blind Loyalty is about surprise and delight. So, what has been your favorite surprise and delight experience?
I have to say that Pret used to do this really, really well. I don't think they do it anymore, but they used to just hand out a coffee to somebody that they fancied giving it to that day. And I think the owner of Pret actually gave it as a task to his teams to push as many like free experience, like surprise and delights experiences as much as possible. So he like actually targeted them on that in the stores as like positive, you
Yeah,
know, KPIs. And I think that's an incredible thing to be able to offer. Because from my perspective, like loyalty should create an emotive response. And I think one of the main ways that a loyalty scheme can do that is that surprise and delight element. Because, you know, we live in such a fast-paced world. There's so much sales out there. There's so much about discounting and things like that. And something that I think is important to keep in mind is that there's always going to be somewhere cheaper. What
yeah,
they're going to come back to is how you make them feel. And I think that's what I hold on to personally when I go shopping and things like that, but also in my role as well. And I think Pret just did that beautifully. I think that's just such a lovely way to manage your teams and manage a business by building out moments of surprise and delight. Um,
beautiful.
Personally, I actually worked at Disney when I was in college. I went to Disney World in Florida and I worked there for they do like a 12-week
Amazing.
program for students.
Yeah,
And something that we were targeted on was creating these special moments for people in the parks that was able to like make their experience even better. And that was as personally as someone who created those moments, that's the best feeling I
stunning.
ever had. It was incredible, you know? It was just like you could be in an experience with someone and know exactly what to do to make that experience just a little bit better and have the ability to be able to do that because we were allowed to have that flexibility. And it was something that we got commended for as well. So, you know, you can't have a better experience than that.
Beautiful. I love that. And I love the fact, as you described, whether it's Pret or Disney, that it's the empowerment of the teams or the even building it into
Mm.
an incentive program, like go and surprise and delight. It's beautiful. Lovely. Great, Rachel. So super, super easy for you. Who would you like to do the blind loyalty challenge next?
I'm going to nominate Louisa Evans from Hornby Hobbies. I met her at a conference we were both at, and she's just fantastic. You'll love her.
Wonderful. I don't know Louisa, so it's as I said, it's always amazing. I love doing the blind loyalty challenge for many reasons. As one of them is it just connects me with amazing loyalty people. So Louisa, I look forward to us chatting. And a next question, it might not be for Louisa, but what would be your next question?
I think so. Obviously, we were talking about the future in my question, but my question to someone else is, what do you think the most important thing to get right is in a loyalty scheme?
Yeah, lovely. Great. Got it, got it, got it. Stunning, Rachel. Thank you so much. You look absolutely beautiful in your pink suit, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Always representing.
Thank you for doing the blind loyalty
Thank you
challenge.
for having me.